Well, hello once again, my friends and my fellow historians and my fellow lovers of the beautiful SS United States. I'd like to welcome you to another video, and today is March 19th of 2026. I have an interesting update for you. It's not anything to do with the court docket. However, it's from the New York Coalition to Save the SS United States, their Facebook page. Interestingly, this wasn't on their actual page, but on their Facebook profile. So they have a post, and this is from March 16th. I wanted to get it to you guys earlier in this video, but sadly I was feeling under the weather. I had COVID, so the post is from the New York Coalition to Save the SS United States. And this is as of March 13th of 2026. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has published a 15-day time period, so do not delay, to receive public comments on the future of the SS United States. Here's how you can make your voice heard. 1. Go to the USACE's regulatory request site, and it gives a link. Incidentally, I'll put the links in the description for you. 2. Filter for FL and search for SAJ 1996-03565. Tap on the comment balloon icon to fill out the public comment form and submit. There's also a photo. It's got the SS United States, and it says, "The Army Corps of Engineers wants to hear from you. The Corps has assessed that the vessel retains sufficient integrity to remain eligible for listing on the National Register of Historic Places. The Corps determined that the proposed undertaking, which includes preparation for sinking the ship and then deployment of the ship to the seabed in the Gulf of America, would result in adverse effects to the ship. Make your voice heard by following the attached steps." Okay, so when you actually click on the link, you're brought to the Army Corps of Engineers website, and this is the regulatory request system, and you can see different items that are listed. So what we have to do is we have to click Florida or the FL, and what I did was I copy and pasted the case number or the item number. So when you put that into the search engine, what ends up coming up are the results. And this is again for SAJ 1996-03565, and the project name is the Okaloosa County, the artificial reef. The type is the permit mod, and the date of the public notice was on March 13th of 2026. And the date comment period ends is the 28th of March. And the applicant is Okaloosa County, BOCC. Now, when you go ahead and you open this document up, and when you look at it, you can see the full public notice. So the details is, again, the DA number is SAJ 1996-03565. The project name, Okaloosa County, BOCC LAARS, the artificial reef. The date of the public notice, March 13th of 2026. And again, the period for commenting goes until March 28th. The action type is for a permit, mod, and the keywords are public notice, Okaloosa County. So the description for this, the modification of the permit, SAJ 1996-03565, proposed modification of clearance depths within large area artificial reef site B, includes a National Historic Preservation Act effect determination for planned deployment of ocean liner SS United States as an artificial reef. The applicant name is Christopher Holly, and the applicant company is Okaloosa County, Okaloosa, BOCC. It has the contact information below, and it shows a small map, and it's the District of Jacksonville, the state of Florida, and Walton County. So it has a link that you can go to for a public notice. Now, this is the actual notice, and I'm not going to read the whole thing to you because it's 9 pages long, but I'm going to just give you some highlights. And again, I'm going to put the link so you can download the document and look at it yourself. This is the public notice. To whom it may concern, the Jacksonville District of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has received an application for Department of the Army permit pursuant to Section 10 of the Rivers and Harbors Act of 1899, 33 U.S.C. 403. The purpose of this public notice is to solicit comments from the public regarding the work described below. The applicant is Alex Fogg, Okaloosa County, 1250 North Elgin Parkway, Suite 100, Shalimar, Florida 32579. And the waterway and location, the large area artificial reef sites, and it shows the different sites that are there now. I'll put a screenshot of it for you. It's got the coordinates. So when you scroll down, you look at the project purpose. So the overall is to modify the existing Department of the Army permit to revise the required minimum authorized depth vertical clearance of LAARSB to accommodate the deployment of larger vessels and to deploy the SS United States within LAARC. So the proposed work, the applicant seeks to modify the existing Department of the Army permit to change the minimum authorization, the depth of LAARSB from 140 feet to 60 feet to accommodate the deployment of large vessels with significant vertical reef. This modification would make the vertical clearance of LAARSB more consistent with the other sites, Sites A and Site C. The applicant also seeks to deploy the historic ocean liner SS United States within Site C as an artificial reef for recreational opportunities. Additionally, the applicant has requested a 10-year time extension on the existing permit. So when we scroll down below, again, I'm not going to read the whole document to you, but it does touch on the historic properties, the identification. The Jacksonville District Regulatory Division has identified historic properties within the scope of the permit. The proposed modification includes the intentional sinking and the preparations for sinking of the historic ocean passenger liner SS United States. The ship was launched in 1951 and was active for a use period of 17 years. The ship was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1999. Despite the stripping of most of all interior appointments and removal of various character-defining exterior features over time, the Corps has assessed that the vessel retains sufficient integrity to remain eligible for listing on the National Register under Criteria C, the design construction, and so constitutes a historic property. This evaluation was conducted in accordance with 36 CFR 800.4C. No other historic properties were identified. So it shows the adverse effect determination. In consultation with the Florida State Historic Preservation Office, the SS United States Preservation Foundation, the New York Coalition to Save the SS United States, and the National Trust for Historic Preservation, the Corps applied the criteria of adverse effects to historic properties within the permit area. The Corps determined that the proposed undertaking, which includes preparation for sinking of the ship and then deployment of the ship to the seabed of the Gulf of America, would result in adverse effects to the ship. The Corps is consulting further to evaluate alternatives or modifications to the undertaking that could avoid, minimize, or mitigate adverse effects to the historic property. The Corps is proposing to enter into Memorandum of Agreement NOA to address adverse effects under Section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act, or NHPA. So it goes on to the bottom where it says the evaluation. The decision whether to issue a permit will be based on an evaluation of the probable impact, including cumulative impacts of the proposed activity on the public interest. That decision will reflect the national concern for both protection and utilization of important resources. The benefits which reasonably may be expected to accrue from the proposal must be balanced against its reasonable foreseeing detriments. All factors which may be relevant to the proposal will be considered, including cumulative impacts thereof. Among these were conservation, economics, ethics, general environmental concerns, wetlands, historic properties, fish and wildlife values, food hazards, food plain values, land use, navigation, shoreline erosion and recreation, water supply and conservation, water quality, energy needs, safety, food and fiber production, mineral needs, considerations of property ownership, and in general the needs of the welfare of the people. A permit will be granted unless its issuance is found to be contrary to the public interest. So, looking at the comments in the document, the Corps is soliciting comments from the public, federal, state, and local agencies and officials, Indian tribes, and other interested parties in order to consider and evaluate the impacts of the proposed activity. Any comments received will be considered by the Corps to determine whether to issue, modify, condition, or deny the permit for this proposal. To make this determination, comments are used to assess impacts to endangered species, historic properties, water quality, general environmental effects, and other public interest factors listed above. Comments are used in the preparation of the environmental assessment, EA, or in the environmental impact statement that was pursuant to the National Environmental Protection Act, or NEPA, and in consideration of resolution of adverse effects to historic properties pursuant to the NHPA. Comments are also used to determine the need for a public hearing and to determine the overall public interest of the proposed activity. So, my friends, I wanted to bring that to you, and I'll put the links in the description. You can download the document. You can read it yourself so you can actually have your voice heard in regards to the SS United States and her fate. So, my friends, if I hear anything else on this subject, or of course on the court docket, or the condition or location of the ship, I'll be sure to make an update video. So, my friends, I thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, I'll talk to you soon.